Are cruise drink packages really worth it? Everyone crunches the numbers. How many cocktails do we need to drink each day to break even? But the secret to a more enjoyable vacation goes beyond math, and that's coming from a huge math nerd. Today, I'm diving into 2 surprising ways that these add-ons boost your holiday happiness beyond just the sugar rush and booze. And it's not just saying yes or no to the upgrade. It involves a secret tactic that improves our lives. Over 20 years ago, I took an epic spring break cruise on the Carnival holiday with my college roommates. It was an amazing experience and the perfect way to conclude our 4 years together. We took over karaoke night, had some incredible excursions, questionable taxi rides, and believe it or not, I had my Ken Jennings moment of getting kicked off stage of their trivia show to give someone else a chance for a bit. But one aspect that I'll never forget was one guy's bar tab. It ended up being nearly double his cruise fare. On the last night, the staff had to figure out how to shove this massive invoice under his door. Back then, drink packages didn't exist. Each round, you pulled out your cruise card, signed the receipt, and if you were me as a poor college student, thought about every cost. Fast forward to today, and these packages are everywhere on mainstream and even premium cruise lines. Sure, they're not cheap, and they're definitely not for everyone. Reading YouTube comments or cruise forums, you encounter opinions ranging from folks saying that they swear by them to others that call them a scam. When making the decision, most people, at least the spreadsheet crowd, check out Reddit, find the most recent drink price list, and calculate how many drinks they need to average to win the value game. If it's an obvious yes, you buy the package. If it's clearly not worth it, you pass. In the middle, it gets trickier. If that's you, let's forget about the scorecard for a minute. In my style, I'm going to nerd out and go a level deeper into the psychology and give you a different perspective on how unlimited drinks creates a more stress-free vacation. To explain why, we're going to get off the ship for a minute and pick up some pizza. We're going to a restaurant with an experimental approach to payment. When you walk in the door, you've got 3 choices. Option 1, all-you-can-eat buffet. You pay $20 up front. Option 2, pay per slice. Every time you grab another piece, hand over $4. Or option 3, pay per bite. Your server literally stands there, and every time you take a bite, you hand them $1, cash only. So the question is, in which scenario do you most enjoy your dining experience? Not which one's the best value, but which one gives you the greatest happiness. In option 3, you're paying per bite, and you end up taking these massive, uncomfortable mouthfuls. In college, we'd have absolutely loved this. You bet your friends out front, how much pizza can I down in just 5 bites? It becomes some sort of new competitive eating event. But enjoyment is completely out the window. Now, what about option 2? Are you going back for that 4th slice, or do you start to do the mental math whether you're still hungry enough to justify it? Now think about scenario 1, the buffet. You're relaxed. You try that weird chicken bacon artichoke pizza. You go back if you want more. You stop thinking about the money and only focus on what you really want. The mental difference is all about when you pay. The further we separate payment from consumption, the more we actually enjoy the experience. It's called the pain of paying, and it's a genuine psychological distress that we feel when we part with money, especially cash. When you're traveling and you buy drinks a la carte, you feel that pain every single time that you hand over your cruise card or sign the slip. Those become micro moments of spending awareness. With the drink package, those moments are gone. Past us already felt the pain, so present us can just enjoy. You pay once, usually months in advance, so that when you're actually poolside, there's no card to hand over, tip to calculate, or check to sign. You avoid slipping into that momentary mental state where you ask yourself, how long did I have to work to afford this $18 margarita? Half an hour? An hour? And suddenly you're yanked from vacation. That's the thought that can ruin your time. Thinking about it differently, you're not prepaying for future drinks. You're investing in avoiding that momentary return to reality. That's the first way that drink packages help, allowing you to avoid the pain of paying and just focus on enjoyment. There's also a second way that they can enhance enjoyment, and that's encouraging us to try new things. So I'll admit, I'm a huge fan of the usual. My wife and I have our default date night order at the same sushi place. We order the same wine every time, Joel Gott Sauvignon Blanc. It's not the best, but we like it. It's our beverage equivalent to Steve Jobs' turtleneck. But some of our most fun culinary exploration has been when we eliminated the pain of paying. A few years ago, we were on the Crystal Serenity, and we met the best bartender of our lives. First, yes, Crystal is all-inclusive, but the same psychological rules apply, and that's basically what drink packages are doing anyway. So yeah, Dennis was our guy. We were lucky enough to meet him when we walked into the Avenue Saloon on the first night of our 10-day Mediterranean cruise. We asked him for some recommendations, he gave us a couple of options, but his top reco was this gin drink. And my wife said, "Oh no, I'm not a fan of gin." And Dennis said, "Oh no, you just haven't met the right one yet." And then he made one of the best drinks we've ever had. If that cocktail had a $16 price tag, we probably would have never ordered it. We'd have played it safe. We'd check out the menu and look for something that we trusted. We'd be searching for our Sauvignon Blanc. Instead, we were like, "Sure, Dennis, go crazy." And we were absolutely blown away. The drink package became our adventurous beverage insurance policy. For the rest of the trip, every night before dinner, we visited Dennis. Never ordered a thing, just let him experiment. And it was an absolutely incredible cocktail experience. We didn't have to think about how much each drink cost or even if we'd like it. Considering money introduces risk. And risk creates the possibility of regret. And on vacation, we can improve our chances of happiness by eliminating that whole line of thinking. The drink package does just that. Discover some special cocktail that you never would have just looking at prices. Figure out if you like gin or scotch or whatever you've been avoiding for years for fear of wasting your money. Use your drink package as a license to experiment. There's literally only upside. If the drink sucks, oh well, don't order it again. Don't even feel obligated to finish it. Just order something else. But if you find your thing, your new usual, then maybe you look back on that trip years later, find some pictures of you with your favorite bartender who made it memorable. Oh, and Dennis's gin drink was his version of a white linen. It's a riff on a gimlet. So it's gin. I recommend either Hendrick's or The Botanist, Saint Germain, and fresh cucumber and lime. Absolutely awesome drink. Now, Dennis wasn't the only highlight of that trip, but by opening the door to new things without risk, we increased our overall enjoyment. This idea goes beyond the bar. The same logic applies to soda or coffee packages or even other ways of prepaying for your trip or figuring out how to prepay or game things in real life to avoid that pain of paying. Sticking to restaurants, say you want to try this new, really expensive fancy place. At the end of the night, it's going to come with a ginormous bill. Consider buying a gift card in advance to cover the cost. For our splurge dinners, we love some high-end omakase. We'll usually book the prefix menu in advance, maybe include the sake pairing, and then not worry about the cost. You want to let the night end on dessert and not getting out your wallet. Back to cruise drink packages. As I said, these aren't universally good choices. If you clearly wouldn't get your money's worth, winning the mental game doesn't justify the extra expense. But there's also the other side, where folks are determined to win and maximize value rather than focus on enjoyment. If that's you, then ask yourself if you're buying the package for the right reason. If you change your behavior just to justify getting your money's worth, you're falling into a different trap, attempting to validate your purchase rather than letting it actually enable happiness. Prepaying isn't just about saving money. It's about eliminating that pain so you can just enjoy. Where it makes sense, do it. Minimize risk on vacation. Focus on enjoyment, not justifying every sip. Don't think of it as investing in the drinks, but in not thinking about the bill. If this peek into cruising and spending psychology resonated, check out my other video on a cruise gone wrong, where I analyze what happened and the psychological traps that the cruise line set and how we ended up turning our vacation around. I'd also love to hear from you. If you've got one, what's your best vacation drink discovery? Thanks again for watching, and cheers to better vacations.